everyone, how are you doing? Hope you're keeping well. Today I'm going to roll for another Chaos Warband, except that I am not. Today I'm not going to be looking through the Realm of Chaos books. I'm going to be purely looking at the 3rd edition rulebook. Why am I doing this? Well, because a couple of months ago, well, almost a year ago in fact, one of my friends, Mike, got the rights to the Hinchcliffe fantasy range, and so he and I bought the casting equipment together, and he's got the moulds and we've been spinning the moulds, and in amongst the Hinchcliffe fantasy moulds there were some unreleased or previously unreleased fantasy moulds, including these rather nice war machines. So there's a big hand catapult there, and there's a little hand catapult here, and these rather impressive guns, howitzers, field guns, whatever, with big skulls and big metal bands around them. I thought, do you know what, that looks like a corn cannon. If ever I saw one. Well, obviously I'm not doing a Khorne warband, I'm doing a Slaanesh warband, but I thought, do you know what, that would fit as well. It's nice big chunky ornate chaos guns. I want chaos guns in my army. And so I had a look in the Realm of Chaos warbands and the armies lists in there, and there is no option to field artillery. But I'm not going to let this stop me, because in the 3rd edition rulebook, under the advanced rules here on page 106, we have got points values for engines of war. So I thought, aha, you know, I shall buy myself, from the original rulebook, I shall buy myself some cannons to go with my army. And I know it breaks all army lists, but hey, you know, we're being chaotic. And also, there's nothing, it didn't say anything in the rules that I couldn't mix and match where I was drawing stuff from. And it doesn't say anywhere in the rulebook that you can't pick artillery for chaos armies. So I thought, right, I shall have myself 2 cannon. There you go, there's 1 cannon, 2 cannon. Right, okay, great. Now these are big guns. I mean, I remember having the Marauder Dwarf artillery, and the wheels were a little bit smaller than this, the barrel was much smaller than this. These are big guns. So I have a look in the cannon, and there's 3 crew, 4 crew, 5 crew and 6 crew options. Now 6 crew just seems a little bit overkill. I don't think I need to go any higher than 5 crew, but I reckon these are definitely 5 crew guns. Okay, so these are 50 points apiece. So that's 100 points of my 300 point unit, and also I have to buy artillery for. I have to buy crew for the artillery as well. Additionally, so that's 5 Chaos Dwarfs, because obviously I want Chaos Dwarf artillery here. Yeah, that makes sense. Beastmen artillery doesn't really work. If I'm having artillery, I'm having dwarf artillery. So if I have a look in the bestiary, it's under dwarf, because chaos dwarves in the lists weren't really a thing at this point. There were some white dwarf lists for chaos dwarves, but they weren't really a separate special thing. Okay, so here are dwarves, and all Norse dwarfs, chaos dwarves and imperial dwarfs, they all follow the same profile. So it's 8 points per dwarf. But I have to add 5 points per dwarf for them being crew for the cannon. So that's 13 points per dwarf. I need 10 of those. That's 130 points for the crew. So that's 230 points for 2 cannons and their crew. Okay, that's good. That's a good start. So we've got 100 points left. And I was thinking, okay, I want to do this as an artillery detachment, so I want to find another 100 points worth of artillery. So I had a look in the White Dwarf lists, and they've got lists for swivel guns, Chaos Dwarf swivel guns. I thought, ooh, that sounds fun. I could have a couple of Chaos Dwarf swivel guns. And I remembered that I had 2 Ratham Creasy cannon. Is Cressy? Cressy's the name, right? Yeah, Creasy cannons from the Battle of Creasy. Yeah, Creasy. Anyway, I had 2 of those cannons, but they are a little bit small for fantasy guns. So I wasn't sure what to do with them, so I hadn't done anything with them. I thought, those barrels mounted on tripods, they would make quite good swivel guns. So that I then went to have a look, and then I remembered that I'd cut up one of the barrels to turn it into an Empire hand cannon handgun, because it was, it's that small. So I haven't got the cannon barrels anymore. And then I had an idea, because when I was doing my, where's the bag? Here. When I was doing my little acolyte guys, my choir of Menoth, they came with sort of armoured priest dudes that I hadn't done anything with. I don't know, I don't really like them very much, but they might fit somewhere. Anyway, they had really big scroll canisters on their backs, and I was looking at them. I thought, the decoration on those scroll canisters, it doesn't look too dissimilar. If I chop off one of those ends and then I hollow it out, and then I put it on the carriage, the gun carriage from the Cressy gun, that I've sort of cut and bent and adjusted, I can make myself a rather nice little mortar there. And a mortar is, if I go with a 3 crew mortar, that's 15 points per gun. So if I have 2 of those, that's 30 points. That's 6 crew at 13 points each is 78 points. So that's 108 points. So that altogether makes 338 points. Well, I think I will allow myself the 5 points over the 333 points. I think I'll allow myself 5 points over for my artillery battery. So that's my plan. So I've done that, and so now I had to find myself some crew. And so I don't have a lot. I have got a couple of actually Chaos Dwarf crew, but I've converted them for other bits and pieces. So I thought, what could I do? I'm going to have to buy something in. What out there is suitable? And I had a look around, and there are some quite good proxy Chaos Dwarf crew. No, not the big hats, because they don't really fit in with the aesthetic. But actually that was the problem, that none of the Chaos Dwarfs that I could find, nice ones though there were, really fitted this sort of aesthetic of a kind of covert Slanesh Italianate state militia. So what I ended up doing was coming back to the White Knight figures that are now sold by the Assault Group, who do quite nice Landsknecht-y slit puffed sleeves and big hats, and things. I thought actually their crew, that would work really well. And so I mentioned this to a friend, thank you Matthew, and he said, I've got some left over from a project a while ago, I will let you have. And so at Dragon Meat he passed over a packet that had not only some Assault Group White Knight Dwarf crew, but also some Marauder and Citadel crew. And by that time I had also taken the plunge anyway and bought myself a pack along with one of their sort of stretcher carriers for carrying mortar shells. And so that's now the basis of my dwarf crew, and I had just about enough to do the 16 crew that I need for my guns, and I had 2 stretcher dudes left over and some assorted bits. And so the last thing that I did was I made myself a master of artillery to just sort of be carried around on a stretcher behind the guns, sort of master engineer looking out for for anything that's going wrong. So that is my plan for this month. My Chaos artillery detachment, pointed up straight from the rulebook. So if you head over to the blog, hopefully you'll be able to see some painted photos of those. And next month we are going to be going back to Realm of Chaos, and we're going to be rolling on the final Chaos Warband. After which I will have to take stock of how many points I've actually spent and what we've got left. So do join me for that. Take care, and I shall see you next week.